Have you ever caught your reflection and thought, where did that sparkle go? Not the glow from skincare or makeup, but the inner light, the quiet energy that used to shine effortlessly through your smile, your eyes, your very presence. Maybe you've noticed subtle shifts. Your skin feels unfamiliar, your hair isn't as full, your smile doesn't quite light up your face like it once did. And it leaves you wondering, is this just what aging looks like? Or is there something deeper that no one really prepared you for? If that sounds familiar, you're far from alone. Across the country, countless older adults quietly ask themselves the same questions. Because aging isn't just physical, it reshapes how we see ourselves, how we feel in our own skin, and how others respond to us. But here's something you might not hear often enough. Growing older doesn't diminish your beauty, it redefines it. In fact, there are 12 powerful ways that prove your beauty isn't fading. It's maturing, gaining depth, grace, and a kind of magnetism that only comes with time. The key is learning where to look. This space was created with you in mind to offer encouragement, insights, and a little light for your journey. Today, we'll explore the gentle science and thoughtful psychology behind what it really means to age beautifully. You'll discover why your confidence becomes more compelling with time, why your laugh lines are something to honor, and how simple shifts in how you care for yourself can bring back that glow from within. This isn't about miracle products or pretending you're still 30. It's about honoring what's always been within you and letting it shine. Now more than ever. If you've ever felt unseen, overlooked, or like the best parts of you were behind you, stay with me. Because what we're about to uncover could truly reshape the way you see yourself moving forward. And if something in this message touches you, feel free to support the channel by liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications so you won't miss any of our weekly reflections on health, confidence, and self-love in your golden years. Let's walk through this journey together. Let's begin with confidence, that quiet, steady presence that makes you glow from the inside out. Have you ever noticed how certain people can walk into a room and shift the energy? Not because of what they wear, but simply by how they carry themselves. That's the beauty of confidence. And yet, with age, it's easy to feel like that sense of presence has slipped away. You might start doubting yourself more, avoiding the camera, or feeling invisible in social spaces. This isn't about pride, it's a very natural reaction in a culture that celebrates youth more loudly than wisdom. So what makes confidence harder to hold on to as we grow older? Aging brings real changes. Hormones can impact how you feel day to day. Stepping into retirement can bring a surprising shift not just in your schedule, but in your sense of identity. Even subtle changes in posture or balance can influence how you carry yourself day to day. On top of that, we've been surrounded for decades by messages that suggest beauty has a shelf life. So it's no wonder that many of us start questioning whether we still have it. But here's something worth knowing. Research confirms that confidence isn't reserved for the young. In fact, self-assurance tends to grow stronger after 60, when life's lessons have made us more emotionally grounded and self-aware. So what's the gentle way forward? Begin with something simple. Something you can do right now. Each morning, stand before the mirror. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chin. Breathe deeply. And tell yourself, I am here. I matter. I am still becoming. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, speak it, because science shows that posture and physical presence can actually shift your mindset. It's called embodied cognition. And it means your body can help teach your brain to feel more confident. And when you walk like you've earned every step. Because you have. Every line, every scar, every smile is a testament to the life you've lived. True confidence doesn't come from fitting a certain image, it comes from standing firmly in who you've become. Now let's talk about one of the most magnetic things any person can wear at any age. A real, wholehearted smile. It's not about flawless teeth or wrinkle-free skin. It's about letting joy shine through, even when life hasn't been easy. Too often, we hide our smiles as we grow older, worrying about crow's feet or signs of wear. But those laugh lines? They're evidence of a full heart and a full life. They tell stories of love, celebration, and everyday happiness. They are not flaws, they're features of someone who has truly lived. And yes, science backs this up too. Smiling even when you don't feel like it triggers the release of feel-good chemicals like endorphins and dopamine. It eases tension, soothes discomfort, and can shift your entire mood. Researchers call this the facial feedback effect. Your face sends signals to your brain that shape your emotions. So next time you catch your reflection, let a smile bloom. Not out of vanity, but out of recognition. A way of saying, I'm still here. I still carry joy. And when you share that smile with others, it multiplies. Because kindness is catching. A simple smile can soften your features, lift someone else's spirit, and create an instant sense of connection, something no product in a jar can replicate. And while we're being honest, have you noticed how rarely women over 60 are represented in fashion or beauty ads? That absence can make it feel like our style fades with age. But just because the fashion world rarely shows older women doesn't mean your sense of style has faded. Quite the opposite, this might be the most elegant, expressive era of your life. With age comes a certain wisdom, and along with it, the freedom to choose what genuinely reflects who you are. No more chasing fleeting trends or squeezing into clothes that never quite felt right. Now, you dress not for approval, but for authenticity. That, my friend, is the very definition of grace. By now, you know what fabrics soothe your skin and what silhouettes bring out your natural beauty. You recognize the colors that brighten your day and the outfits that make you feel quietly powerful. Maybe it's the comfort of a cardigan that feels like a warm memory, or the character of a well-worn pair of shoes that's carried you through many seasons. This chapter isn't about trying to appear younger, it's about looking more like yourself than ever before. Science even supports this. Psychologists refer to it as enclothed cognition, the concept that what you wear impacts how you think and feel. When you slip into something that feels genuinely you, you don't just get dressed, you step into your power. It boosts your self-esteem, your presence, and your sense of identity. Here's a gentle suggestion. Take a few minutes each morning to choose something that lifts your spirit. Dress in what supports your rhythm, not someone else's standards. And don't shy away from the details. A vibrant lipstick, a treasured pendant, a playful brooch. These aren't trivial. They're how you say to the world, I'm here, and I have something to say. Because real style isn't about imitation, it's about honoring your path and wearing it with quiet confidence. There's a kind of beauty that doesn't come from lighting or labels. It's not about the clothes you wear or how smooth your skin is. It's a kind of warmth, a softness in the voice. The way your eyes light up when someone shares their heart. It's the care in asking, how are you really? And meaning every word. And as the years go by, this kind of beauty only deepens. Because life has taught you how to listen, how to love, and how to be present for others, not out of duty, but from deep compassion. This kind of presence leaves a lasting impression. Science shows that we're naturally drawn to people who radiate warmth that makes us feel safe, understood, and valued. And the most beautiful part? You don't have to try to be warm. You already are. All it takes is slowing down, listening with patience, offering a kind word, or simply making eye contact with someone who looks lost. These small acts ripple outward more than you know. So how do you let this beauty grow? Start simply. Choose one person today to be fully present with. Hear them out. Speak gently. Say something sincere, especially if it's unexpected. These are the moments that light up the room long after you've left it. You don't have to change the whole world sometimes. All it takes is reaching one person's heart. And that single moment of connection, it's powerful enough to brighten a day or even shift the course of someone's life. Because when people think back on you, they won't necessarily remember your outfit or your exact words, they'll remember how you made them feel. That kind of impact, my dear, is a beauty that age can never touch. Now imagine this, what if your face was a living book? Not a story about youth slipping away, but a rich memoir of life fully lived. Every little crease, every sun-kissed spot, every texture, these aren't imperfections. They are chapters of your personal story. And yet somewhere along the way, the world told us to cover them up, smooth them out, pretend they weren't there. And slowly, we began to believe that these signs of life were something to hide. But they're not. That soft line curving near your cheek, it's there from all the laughter shared with your grandchildren. That freckle near your hairline, maybe it's a souvenir from afternoons spent in the garden or wandering your favorite trail. The gentle folds near your eyes, they carry the weight of late-night talks, quiet tears, prayers whispered into the dark, and love. So much love. These aren't blemishes. They're badges of endurance. Dermatologists now agree your skin doesn't just show your age. It reflects your story. It reveals your resilience, your joy, your weathered strength. Forget what the beauty industry tells you. Flawless skin isn't the goal. Soulful skin is. So, how do you honor that? Begin from within. Nourish yourself with water-rich, skin-loving foods like cucumber, avocado, and a warm cup of green tea. Treat your skin kindly with a daily moisturizer. Not to erase the years, but to say, thank you for carrying me through them. Wear sunscreen like it's love in lotion form, even when the sky is gray. And the next time you look into the mirror, don't search for what's missing. Look for the woman who made it through, who's still here growing, glowing. That kind of beauty can't be bought, and it already belongs to you. Have you ever sensed it when someone walks into a room quietly and yet, somehow, everyone notices? They don't need to speak or draw attention. There's just something about them that's magnetic. That presence? That's called aura. And here's the truth. You have one too. It has nothing to do with your hairstyle or what you're wearing. It's the unshakable sense of self that radiates when you're fully at ease with who you are. And the most remarkable thing? That kind of presence doesn't fade, it blossoms with age. Because after enough years, you stop chasing validation and start standing comfortably in your truth. You learn what really matters, and that wisdom softens you in the most beautiful way. That groundedness, it draws people in. Scientists have found that we instinctively respond to authenticity. Our brains actually light up when we sense someone who is centered, calm. That's why the energy you bring into a room can make such a difference before you've even said a word. That's exactly why people are naturally drawn to those who carry a calm, radiant presence. It's not about being charming or loud. It's authenticity in motion. So how do you deepen this inner glow? You don't chase it, you nurture it. Start by doing the things that light a spark in your soul. Read something that moves you. Take a stroll in nature. Paint just for joy. Say a prayer. Laugh without reason. Respect your limits. Protect your peace. Choose what brings you joy and allow yourself to enjoy it without apology. These small, consistent acts of honoring your own needs fuel the quiet energy others feel when you're near. Because when your life aligns with your truth, your presence doesn't just shine, it gently draws others in. Not with showiness, but with sincerity. Not from ego, but from essence. And my dear, that's a kind of beauty that turns heads without making a sound. If this message has offered even a moment of peace or stirred a sense of hope in you, would you pass that feeling on? Tap the like button as a quiet way to say, I'm here. And if you're still watching, leave a comment with just one word. Hope. That simple word tells us you're walking this path with us. And if these stories resonate with you, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you'll never miss one of our gentle reminders on health, purpose, and beauty in your golden years. Your presence here is seen and deeply appreciated. Now let's talk about your hair. Yes, your beautiful, lived-in, ever-changing crown. It tells more than your age. It tells the story of who you are, of how you've adapted, of what you've embraced along the way. Whether it's shimmering silver, colored with care, cropped in a no-nonsense style, or long and soft like memory, your hair is a reflection of the life you've lived. For many women, our hair holds deep emotional meaning. Maybe you remember spotting that first gray strand and wondering what it symbolized. Or maybe you recall the day you decided, this is me now and I'm not covering it up. That wasn't just a beauty choice, it was an act of reclaiming your identity. Studies show that hair is one of the most visible aspects of aging and also one of the most deeply personal. But here's the truth. How you wear your hair is not a measure of your age. It's a declaration of self. Silver strands might speak of wisdom gathered. A chic pixie cut might reveal confidence, ease, and a no-fuss spirit. A longer look may hint at creativity, sentiment, or your untamed passion. There is no wrong answer, only what makes you feel at home in yourself. And it's not just about looking good. Taking care of your hair becomes a gentle, grounding ritual, a way to say, I still show up for myself. I still matter. So how do you embrace your hair in this season of life? Choose products that nourish instead of strip. Give heat tools a rest and try air drying or protective styles. Keep up with trims, not just for looks, but to bring in fresh energy. Most importantly, Wear your hair like it's part of your story, because it is. No matter the texture, tone, or length, your hair isn't diminished by time. It's enriched by it. How often has someone looked at you and said, "You look beautiful today," only for you to brush it off? Maybe you replied with, "Oh, this old outfit," or joked about the lighting doing you a favor. Or perhaps you quietly thought, "They're just being polite." Sound familiar? With age, many of us have perfected the art of dodging compliments. We minimize kind words, thinking it's modesty. But let's be honest, pushing away praise is like leaving a heartfelt gift unopened. Why does this happen? Part of it may come from how we were raised, taught to stay humble, to not draw attention. And part of it is how we've come to see ourselves, shaped by years of quiet messages telling us that beauty fades and admiration belongs to the young. But research paints a different picture. Studies in positive psychology show that accepting compliments with grace helps boost self-esteem, strengthens the bonds we share with others, and rewires our inner dialogue to embrace self-worth. When you take in a kind word instead of brushing it aside, you're giving your mind permission to see yourself in a new light. So here's something gentle you can try. The next time someone gives you a compliment, pause, smile, say, "Thank you." Let it land. Let it stay. Resist the urge to explain it away or make a joke, just receive it. And here's the beautiful ripple effect. When you accept kind words with ease, you encourage others to do the same. You help create a space where beauty, real, mature, lived-in beauty, is acknowledged and cherished. Because when someone tells you that you radiate something special, they mean it. And it's time you believe it too. There's something deeply magnetic about a woman who knows how to laugh not at others, but with life. At its odd turns, its imperfections, and even at herself now and then. Humor isn't just a moment of amusement, it's a sign of emotional wisdom. A sign that your heart has learned to breathe through it all. As we grow older, our life stories get heavier. Some chapters are difficult. Some leave marks, but those who can find laughter even in the mess, who can say with a smile, "Well, that didn't go quite as planned," those women shine with a rare light. Laughter is more than a feeling, it's therapy. Science shows that a genuine laugh can ease blood pressure, boost your immune system, and even lessen pain. But beyond the physical benefits, laughter brings us home to joy, and joy, at any age, is irresistible. So if you have a cheeky sense of humor, a sparkle of playfulness, or even a running joke about your creaky knees, share it. Your laughter is a gift to yourself, and to everyone lucky enough to hear it. Here's a natural invitation. Don't wait for happiness to show up, go and meet it. Rewatch that old comedy you love. Call the friend who always gets you giggling. Jot down the funny moments that brighten your day. Or better yet, spend time with little ones, their laughter is pure magic. And don't underestimate the quiet strength in being able to laugh at yourself. When you chuckle at a forgotten name or a mismatched sock, you're showing the world that you don't fear life's little imperfections, you dance with them. Humor doesn't mean you treat life lightly. It means you treasure it enough to bring light into it. That, dear friend, is beauty that never ages. It's joy in motion, and it reveals a soul that's made peace with life's unpredictability. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, but for those who've walked through decades of life, your eyes become something deeper. They're keepers of memory. When you really look into the mirror, what stares back isn't just a face. It's a living archive filled with quiet moments, long-held gazes, tears that told stories, and smiles shared in sun-drenched evenings. Your eyes hold the imprints of every person you've comforted, every moment that moved you, every joy and sorrow etched into time. That's what gives them their quiet depth, something no youth or makeup can imitate. What draws people into your gaze isn't the color of your eyes or how smooth the skin around them is. It's what lives behind them, the empathy, the lessons, the grace. Have you noticed how someone might pause when meeting your eyes as if something about you feels familiar, grounding? That's not random. That's connection. Science calls this emotional resonance. Our brains are wired to respond more deeply to eyes that radiate sincerity and warmth. It's why a true gaze can make someone feel seen without a single word spoken. So how do you care for this sacred, expressive part of yourself? Start with the basics. Stay hydrated, rest your eyes, and blink often, especially during long hours of reading or screen time. Use soothing creams, not to erase the fine lines, but to keep the delicate skin around your eyes nourished. And most of all, look at others the way you wish to be seen, with openness, curiosity, and kindness. In a world that's often distracted and rushed, offering someone your full attention through your eyes is a rare and unforgettable gift. Because the most beautiful eyes, they aren't youthful, they're honest. They carry life, and they are uniquely, wonderfully yours. There's a kind of liberation that quietly arrives with age. It's when you stop editing yourself to meet expectations. When you begin to speak, dress, and show up not to gain approval, but to express your truest self. And in that moment of release, you begin to shine differently, more genuinely, more fully. Authenticity isn't about flawless perfection. It's about full presence. It's standing in your truth and saying, "This is me, these are my stories. These are the marks that shaped me, and I wear them with pride." And here's the magic. People sense it. Authenticity has gravity. It pulls people toward you not because you're performing, but because you're real. Psychologists call it self-congruence, when your internal truth matches your outer life. It's linked with more peace, more happiness, and even longer lifespans. Because once you stop spending energy on appearances, you start spending it on living fully, vibrantly, honestly. So how do you nurture this beautiful trait? Begin by noticing the moments when you shrink, when you bend yourself to make others more comfortable. Ask yourself gently, am I doing this from truth or out of obligation? Learn to honor your no as much as your yes. And most importantly, surround yourself with people who embrace the unfiltered, unedited version of you, because that version is more than enough. And here's something to hold close. When you walk into a room as your full, unfiltered self, unapologetic, unmasked, you don't disappear. You stand out. Because in a world overwhelmed by filters and expectations, realness is rare, it's courageous, it's luminous. And it's what makes you unforgettable. You might not always notice it, but others do. In the way you slow down to truly listen. In your gentle tone when everything around you feels rushed. In the quiet way your presence brings comfort, simply by being there. This kind of beauty can't be captured in photos or defined by age. It's the kind that lingers in memory, the kind that settles into hearts and stays. Your inspiration doesn't come from grand gestures. It shows up in the little moments. The neighbor you reassured when she was struggling. The grandchild who learned compassion by watching you. The friend who found new strength in your soft-spoken belief. You've got this. Psychologists refer to this as pro-social influence, the way we affect others through kindness, empathy, and example. And it turns out, it's one of the most powerful gifts we carry. Because these moments ripple. When you help someone recognize their worth, they carry that light forward, and it spreads. So what's the natural path to becoming this kind of quiet light? It's not about doing more. It's about simply being present, being kind, being yourself. Leave a kind note. Offer a smile to someone who looks weighed down. Pick up the phone just to remind someone they matter. These acts may feel small to you, but to someone else, they could be everything. Because long after appearances change, what people remember is how you made them feel. You're not just beautiful, you're a source of strength, a calming force, a bearer of hope. And that's a beauty no time can fade. Now, after exploring these 12 quiet but powerful signs, I hope you see it clearly. Your beauty hasn't disappeared, it's transformed. It's grown more soulful, more grounded, more radiant in its own way. It lives now in your confidence, your laughter lines, your sincere eyes, your steady voice, and the warmth you bring into every space you enter. You may not look exactly like you once did, but you are evolving into someone even more extraordinary, a woman whose presence speaks of depth, resilience, and undeniable light. Yes, aging brings changes to your body, your emotions, even your spirit, but it doesn't take your beauty away. It simply moves it inward, and from there, it begins to shine outward in quiet, powerful ways. So here's what I want you to remember above all else. It's never too late to feel strong again. It's never too late to care for your well-being, to feed your curiosity, or to reignite your joy. You don't need to chase the past. You only need to honor the incredible journey that brought you here. Right now, just as you are worthy of love, of peace, of pride. And from this very moment, you can choose to embrace life more fully than ever. And from this very moment, you have the power to choose again to nourish your body with love, to move with intention and gentleness, to rest deeply, and to fill your days with more laughter and peace. It's not about chasing youth or rewinding time, it's about honoring the time you still have and making the most of every beautiful second. So when you catch yourself wondering where your glow went, I hope you remember you are the glow. It lives in your presence, in the story you carry, and in the strength of your spirit. You are not fading. You are not finished. You are extraordinary, and you're still unfolding. Thank you truly for spending this time with me today. I know your attention is a gift, and the fact that you chose to be here means more than I can express. If today's message brought even a flicker of hope, a quiet smile, or a moment of peace into your day, please know I'm deeply grateful. You are the heart of everything we share here. This space was created with you in mind, and it continues because of you. If something in these words touched you, I'd love for you to click the like button. It helps others just like you discover these messages. Consider subscribing to stay connected. We release new videos each week filled with wisdom, encouragement, and gentle reminders to care for yourself well. And if there's someone you love, a sister, a friend, a neighbor who could use a little reassurance today, send this video their way. Because one of the quiet gifts of aging is realizing we were never meant to walk this journey alone. Until next time, take tender care of yourself, your body, your thoughts, your spirit. And never forget, you are deeply loved, wonderfully made, and still shining more than ever.